on Kabirdas. Today we'll talk on Today we'll do some general wisdom of Kabirdas, and the next week we'll do some corporate wisdom. That's also general wisdom, but general wisdom practiced in a corporate setup. That's what we'll do next week. And today and the 28th, with my series of Kabirdas talks will come to one cycle end. Uske baad dekhenge, we'll possibly do something else later. So, a brief dhyana of Guru, Sadguru. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Kabir has talked on a lot of subjects. His favorite subject has been Bhakti, Guru, Sumiran, so many things. Bahut sare areas he has talked about. And I would like to introduce Kabir Dohe on a specific area called mind management first. Because mind is the instrument with which we do business. So before we go into that, what is called, I'm using some Sanskrit terms. The mind in our Sanskrit term, Vedic culture, is called Antahkarana. Anta means inside, Karana, instrument. And it has 4 subdivisions as though. It is not specifically there, you can't compartmentalize like that, but it is based on the function. We call it 4. One aspect is called manas, and it is called sankalpa vikalpatmika manas. For instance, 5 o'clock, many people have a thought, should I join, should I not join? If there is some other program coming, why not go there? There's a music program coming, there's this program coming. So sankalpa, there will be a choice and there will be a volition to do or not to do or not to. This is called manas. In some cultures, this choice is refined very much. They say, there was a friend of mine who went down to one of these Western countries for the first time. He ordered coffee. So they said, coffee with milk or without milk? He said, with milk. There's milk with milk or milk without milk? He said, I don't understand this. What is milk with milk, milk without milk? He said, no, the powdered milk. He said, okay, milk with milk. Milk with coffee, milk with sugar or without sugar? He said, with sugar. Is it sugar with sugar or sugar without sugar? So finally he said, nahi chahiye bhai coffee, leave me alone. Give me a glass of water. He said, sir, bottled water or water from the tap? He said, he rushed back to India. He said, then nobody asked these questions. And he used to tell us interesting stories, particularly. He used to show up, and much senior man, much senior to me, he used to tell us interesting stories. And he said, like in villages those days, we did not have a choice about our haircut or anything like that. The barber will come home. He will put our head between his knees and one shave, and that's all. He will decide what haircut you have. And nowadays, of course, other mirror, other mirror, at the end of it, they bill you such a heavy amount that you really feel you have been shaved. So about this mind, what does Kabirdas has to say about mind? Let's look at it first, and let's look at the psychology, the psychological aspects of mind. Yes. Man pankhi bin pank kha, jahan tahan udi jaye. Man pankhi bin pank ka, jahan tahan udi jaye. Man bhave tako mile, ghat mein aan samay kabira, ghat mein aan samay. See, as a human being, I'm using this antakarana, man. Then we have what is called buddhi. Buddhi has this capacity of deciding things. Nischayatmika buddhi. And then we have a huge database that is called chitta. Database of old memories and things like that. Suppose I want to buy something. I say, last time I bought it online, this was the problem. Should I buy or should I not buy? So it's a database, chitta. And the fourth is called ahankara. Ahankara does not mean that abhiman. Ahankara here means I notion. What is in it for me? That these four work together, and this is called antakarana. So how does our mind function? So this is a very beautiful story we hear very often. I'm going to work in the morning. And I'm talking about the time when I used to travel by bus to work. So I'm traveling in Chennai. I'm traveling from the place where I reside to Paris Corner, where my office used to be. So I'm in the bus, comfortably seated. I'm watching outside. Opposite comes a bus. It's written there, Ashok Leyland. So I say, yeah, Ashok Leyland is a big motor vehicle factory, which has their works at this place. They are a good employer. From Ashok Leyland, the mind goes to Ashok Kumar, cinema actor. Then I say, yeah, Ashok Kumar played some wonderful roles and things like that. From that, it goes to one Ashok Gandotra, who played cricket, only one match for India. Or it goes to some Ashok Mankad, who was a player, Indian cricket player. From there, it goes to some other Ashok. Then it goes to Ashok 1, where Ravan kept Sita. Finally, it goes to one Ashokan, to whom I lent 500 rupees and he has not returned to me. And I say, what a fool I am. See how the mind has functioned. I saw Ashok Leyland bus. And the next 20 minutes, by the time I reach office, I have come to a conclusion that I am a fool. No activity at all. I'm silent and I become sad for no reason. A particular type of thinking has made me a sad person. And very often when we go to these mind management experts, they make me even more sad. They will tell me, don't be sad. Do I become sad by choice? Try kijiye, okay? I will say 3, 2, 1. Try becoming sad. Oh, it won't be possible. You don't become sad by choice. It happens. Some trigger, it becomes sad. And Kabir in these two lines have captured. It is a pakshi without a panka. Even without wings, it has started to fly. And they call it, thinking like noodles. See, you don't know how you eat noodles. One is attached to the other. You pick up a fork of noodles, a lot of things are attached. Like that, one thought attached to another thought, another thought, another thought. It keeps going. So this kind of thinking makes you a very sad person. So, and Kabir highlights this, jahan tahan udi jaye. It goes all over the place. And we are quite capable of feeling very sad in an absolutely beautiful place. Imagine you're gone to, let's say you want to see Niagara Falls. And you're sitting there and you're watching Niagara Falls, so beautiful. Then you'll say, oh, how I wish I had brought my family along. Another fellow will sit there and wish, how I wish I had not brought my family along here. So, how I wish I had got this experience 20 years ago. So, it is quite capable of jahan tahan udi jaye. And then the next line when he says, man bhave tako mile. See, again, what we see around. There is a beautiful word. It says, it's a padartha. It is just a thing. And that padartha comes and occupies my mind so powerfully. It takes grip of my mind that padartha has now become, we use another Sanskrit word, vishaya. And it sits in the mind, occupies your mind. You want it, obsessive. Till I get it, I will not be happy. It gets me into that kind of a thought process. This is what the monk does. Okay, then he says, goes further and says, There's another beautiful verse. This goes from a ritual that many people go and they offer tonsure their heads and things like that. So Kabir says, Kesan kesan kahe bigadiya jo munde sobar kesan kaha bigadiya जो मुड़े सौ बार मन को क्यों ना मूंडिए जामे विषय विहार कबीरा जामे विषय विहार. You know, there's a habit of shaving the head off. When the child is 1 year, एक बार shave करो. When the child is 3 years, once more. And then, know this. Getting your hair shaved off so often. So Kabir says, what did the hair do to you? Why do you shave it so often? Man ko kyun na mundiye? Why don't you manage this mind? Jame bishay bihar, which creates problems for you. Which occupies your mind and destroys your total peace of mind. Why don't you do something about the mind? One thing has our Anita ji come? No, she has not come. Because Dhyanam is something which they recommend in the Ashtanga Yoga. Dhyana, how to bring the mind into a certain laya. So the first step of laya, which Kabir has not said this. This is, if we have to relate it to Kabir and to Ashtanga Yoga. It says the mind runs. It's a thought process. Whatever it sees, it occupies, it creates a picture and runs. And dhyana, the silent meditation which they recommend, it's said that when you do that silent meditation, when you give the mind vayu rodhanat, when you control or when you regulate the breath, the mind goes into a laya. That's an entirely different subject. You do something. It is a simple technique. I hope Anita ji will take it in her classes. They say, no, this is one of the techniques of mind management. In mind management in particular, what I would like to share is very important for all of us, especially senior citizens, any citizen for that. You live either in the past or in the future. Zara sochiye. Oh, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this. I wish I had. Lot of regrets. Or, how am I going to manage this tomorrow? How will it be managed without this person? What happens if this happens? Make it happen. Today, I'm booking gas cylinder. Gas cylinder price has gone up how much? In Chennai, it is 1,018 rupees, 50 paise for a 14.25 kg cylinder. So somebody says, what if the price goes up? What if the price goes up? It will go up. It can also come down. Petrol is 110 rupees or something per liter. What if the price keeps going up like this? How will we manage? How is your anxiety going to help you? How is the regret going to help you? The regret robs away my mind from the present and takes it to the past. Our anxiety robs the mind from the present and takes it to the future, keeps it either there or there. Okay. So what is a simple method? Somebody told, don't think about the past. Try. Okay, after this talk, for some time, 15 minutes, try not thinking about your past. It will come back even more strongly. Even more strongly. It is called a monkey on the back theory. There was this beautiful story of Birbal. There was a fellow who wanted hair to be grown on his head. And Akbar had passed the orders that Vaidya should grow hair, otherwise he will be beheaded. So Birbal gave him a simple idea. Give him some oil, and after giving the oil, tell him not to think of a monkey. So after 1 month, that fellow came back and said, I don't want hair, but please take the monkey out of my head. So suppose I tell you, don't think of the past, it's not going to work. Suppose I tell you, don't worry, it is not going to work. It will not work. The simple technique is called objectivity. Objectivity is, in the past, I made some mistakes, full stop. That's objectivity. All of us have made mistakes. Subjectivity is, I wish I had not made those mistakes. How I wish I had, see, we are on to subjective. There is no solution. Whereas when you say, yes, in the past I have made some mistakes, full stop. The past cannot trouble you anymore. Now you can take an initiative to do something for the future, or now, so that the future is different. If I keep thinking, how could I have done that? You did it, no? Even if Bhagwan comes into your life, you tell him, "Ek hi request hai, please change my past." Bhagwan will also cry with you. He said, "I can't change my past. How can I change your past?" It is just not possible. Changing the past is not possible. Objectivity. Okay, then another problem. These are all practical problems, because of my Gita Pravachan, a lot of people come to me for solutions. And these are some of the things I've heard. One person came and told me, "Sir, I get very angry." Okay, then he went to somebody. I said, "Okay, what did he tell you?" He said, "Sir, don't get angry." Now I'm finding myself getting even more angry. Because you said don't get angry, I'm getting angry. So I'm now even more angry, because at least last time I had only one anger. Now I am angry that I am not able to control anger. So there's a lot of mind management technique involved here. It is not even a technique, it is a simple reality. If I get angry, full stop. Okay, next. I cannot control anger, full stop. It is real. Nobody can control anger, because it does not come with consultation. It does not consult you. Just as sadness does not consult you, anger does not consult you. You can try. Would you like to try? I will say 3, 2, 1. You will have to get angry. Koshish kare. You will laugh. You can't get angry. Anger is a trigger. Somebody sneezes, you will become angry. Somebody honks, you will become angry. You switch on internet connection doesn't come angry. Some event outside triggers a sad person inside. That's why you get angry. Anger is emotional pain from inside that comes out. So you cannot stop anger, but you can do something else. You can take a resolution. I cannot control anger, full stop. But I can control the display of anger. I can be very angry, but I decide that I will not victimize anybody with my anger. I will not say harsh words or do something which will hurt the other person and hurt myself. So, coming of anger I cannot control, but display of anger I can control. On mind management alone, there is so much. I feel sad about something. I cannot control the sadness, coming of sadness. I can control the display of sadness. I can, if there is pain in the life, if there is sadness in the life, I can look at it objectively. I can look at all of them objectively. And when I look at things objectively, these emotions lose the power to sink their teeth into me and make me a free person. Okay, let's look at future. How to manage future. That's the most difficult aspect. So, for that, Kabir has a very nice doha. He says, "Dheere dheere re mana, dheere sab kuch hoye. Dheere dheere re mana, dheere सब कुछ होए. माली सींचे सौ घड़ा, ऋतु आए फल होए. कबीरा, ऋतु आए फल होए." These are days of artificial fruits. Fruits are available 365 days all around the world, everywhere. कैसे होगा भाई? It is not natural. He says, "Dheere dheere dheere re mana dheere sab kuch hoye," meaning Everything has a time frame. There was once a rat, chuha, and an elephant. Both of them were pregnant. Okay. So after a few months, the rat meets the elephant. The elephant continues to be pregnant. Rat says, "Arey, mera 3 बार delivery हो गया है." What kind of delivery you are going to have? The elephant says, "This is called Gaja Garbha. It takes time. And when that Garbha falls, earth will shake. There is time for everything." The human, that cycle has to be there. If it is before, we have another name for it. Of course, these days we have got various boxes into which they will put tube in your mouth and things like that. If it is delayed, then also a problem. Everything has a time frame. Certain things will happen only within the time. These days, what has happened? There is a lot of impatience. Impatience not among children. Impatience among parents. Can you imagine IIT coaching when when children are in class 6? What will happen to the child when he is 20? And what is the given? The sky is the limit to your achievement. If you fail, don't come and show your face to me. Oh my God. I'm seriously worried. I'm seriously worried. I'll tell you what. It happened long back. Very good friend of mine. Very good friend. We used to stay in Tamil Nadu, in a village. And I appeared for the exams, class 12 exams in Kolkata. And he appeared for the class 12 exams in one of the places in Tamil Nadu, near Salem. There's a place called Salem. There's only one school in that area, government school. And he appeared from there. His father was a farmer. So I called him. I said, "Hey, Prakash, I have cleared." That fellow says, "I don't know how I'm going to tell my father, but I have failed." So he went and told his father, "Papa, I have failed." The father said, "Jani do yaar, come, it's time for harvest. Let's go attend to that." If fail hua to kya hua? I tell you, that fellow, both of us are of the same age today. He is as successful as any other person in the world. But I find a unique quality in him and his children. The capacity to handle failure. If you do not have the capacity to handle failure, you're gone. You can't handle failure. How can I handle failure? Life means up, down, shita, ushna, sukha, dukkha. Okay, the simple example. What is this karma phala? We are all talking about karma phala. I do an action. I can take 4 types of, and then I can get 4. And there is one opposite advice also. Somebody has read Bhagavad Gita, and say they give a translation. They say, "Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana." You have a right to do action, but do not expect results. Hey, kya pagalpana? Another idea, silly idea. I have the right to speak and do not expect you to understand. I make an NEFT transfer and do not expect the money to reach you. I do Google Pay and I transfer 4,000 rupees. I hope it will not be 4,000, it will be 40,000. I'm sure Krishna didn't say this. It says, Karmani eva adhikaraha te. You have control over action alone. Ma phaleshu kadacha. You don't have control over results. Results come to you from other forces. धीरे धीरे रे मना, धीरे सब कुछ होए. माली सींचे 100 गड़ा, ऋतु आए फल होए. Sometimes फल can come, sometimes it can even be rotten fruits. The crop can fail. Simple thing. Let us say I am standing on this side of the road. I want to cross the road to go that side. Take a bus and go home. Okay. So action. 4 types of results are possible. As I cross the road, the bus I want comes. I take the bus and reach. Whatever I expected has happened. Sometimes it happens. As I cross the road, people who have lived in Chennai, when they see us struggling to reach the bus driver will do pee double whistle so that he goes faster. They have a great joy in leaving you behind. You should see it in some time. Poor fellow will rush towards the bus will go. So you cross the road and miss the bus. Third, as you're crossing the road, my friend Maheshwari is crossing the road in his car. He says, Arey Mohanji, come, I will drop you. So instead of taking 30 minutes, he drops me home in 10 minutes. So I get more than what I expect. Then as I'm one more eventuality and I'm crossing the road, you know these three-wheelers, okay, auto rickshaws, we call them Yamadhuta, you know? It is Yamdut. Where they will come, how they will knock you down, nobody knows. So one of those Yamadutas dash you down and you wake up next day in a hospital asking philosophical questions. Where am I? Who am I? And all these things. Any of these four results are possible in everybody's life, in every event. That's why they say between the cup and the lip, there are so many misses. So, dhire dhire re mana, dhire sab kuch hoye. Mali siche sogada, ritu aaye, phalu hoye. What a lovely thought. Okay. Then, this is man ka ang. Okay, then let's look at one more. You mark something. Yeah. This is the one which is very popular, which I have told in the past. I will only say that and I'm using the other one today. Okay, the one is, Bada hua to kya hua, jaise ped khajur. Bada hua to kya hua, jaise ped khajur. फीको छाया नहीं, फल लागे बहुदूर और आती दूर. Kabira. This is one popular Doha. But there's one more. See, what has happened is Doha style have got missed. Some people say this is Rahim Sohe and things like that, but I find it very interesting. Okay, it says, Bade padhai na kare, बड़ा न बोले बोल, बड़े बड़ाई न करे, बड़ा न बोले बोल, हीरा मुख से न कहे, लाख हमार है मोल कबीरा, लाख हमार है मोल. Okay, this is not against people who are writing resumes. Okay, then people will say, how do I write resumes? Resume means, there is one line is right. Let's say 3 lines are right in a resume. What is right? My name is so and so. My date of birth is so and so. This is my qualification. Maybe you can add father's name, native place. This is the true part of the resume. Baki sab kya hai? Kahani. As interesting your kahani is like that. But I'm not talking against resumes. It is about, see, as a human being, what enhances my value? Let's look at it very, very closely. What enhances my value as a human being? What makes me valuable? Labels. I am a member of this particular club. I am a member of this circle. Label. And if you don't recognize the label, I feel small. And then I wear it, I wear pins and I wear those blazers and go outside and, labels. I got a degree from this place. Not against it. They're all okay. They're as trophies. I've got a lot of trophies around here. My trophy, my children's trophy. But if I'm going to put my personal hub, my personal well-being, my emotional well-being onto those trophies, onto those labels, packages, then I am taking a high risk. My remote control is going into your hand. So if you don't recognize my label, I'm going to feel sad. I'm going to be a very, very sad person. See how my remote control has gone over to the other hands. Even now, we all use, whether in Hindi or in English or in any of your mother tongue, we tell our people, you should not be just good. You should be good for something. Otherwise, we have an opposite expression, good for nothing. You should be good for something. Now, what is this good for something? Bank balance, positions. A lot of people enjoy writing. Retired so-and-so. Even I wrote, only last year I stopped writing. So, retired so-and-so. I'm a retired government official. What are you now? So, we take a lot of privilege from labels, positions, possessions, connections. I know the Prime Minister. Wonderful. Let the Prime Minister know me. So like that, I take a lot. We used to have a person in Kolkata when I was traveling. We used to go to bus day in the bus daily, and that man used to say, I and Dr. Manmohan Singh studied together. Very often he used to say that. So one day somebody found a nice way of pulling his legs. He said, after some time only Dr. Manmohan studied. This fellow did not study. So whatever you say, somebody can pull your leg. And look at this attachment to these false things, and it makes you a very unhappy person. Like for instance, this is a real life story. Real life story. It happened. I was working in Kolkata. There was a gentleman in my office, my section. I was the officer in charge, and there was this assistant there. His name was Abir Chaudhary. Abir, they say in Bengali. Abir Chaudhary. And there was an assistant, a lady assistant who was working with me. And she had come from Bombay, transferred from Bombay to Kolkata. So she used to call him, hey, Chaudhary, idhar aare. That fellow was so annoyed, He come to me and says, sir, this madam is saying, Chaudhary, idhar aare. I said, so what happened? He said, you are such a senior person in the office, you are saying Chaudhary ji, Obida, you are respecting my age. See, that addition of a da, not done by somebody, made him a very unhappy person. I said, in Bombay, Abir idhar aare is a perfectly good expression. Don't worry, she has not insulted you. See how we attach small things. You did not add my degree. I am a captain, you called me. I'm a major, you called me captain. It happens. People with these kind of backgrounds. There's a nice story I read. There was a person whose mother was speaking in a function in the army. And the chief guest was a major. And she was referring to him as captain. So her son gave her a small slip. He said, Mummy, that is Major Sundar. You are calling him Captain Sundar. You know what a big mistake it's called a faux pas you're doing. This person must have learned it. Kabir Dohe. That's why the lady very smilingly, she said, my son reminds me that this is Major Sundar and not Captain Sundar. I am so sorry. But this man looks so young that I didn't think he was a major. I thought he was only a captain. Even that fellow stood up and capped. So possibly she had read, Aisi bani boliye, man ka apa khoye. Aisi bani boliye, man ka apa khoye. औरन को शीतल करे, आपहु शीतल होए कबीरा, आपहु शीतल होए. Can we work on our communication? When somebody says, I have got this, I have got this degree, okay? I am not supposed to go and tell him, no? Bade badai na kare. You are not supposed, we are not, I'm not supposed to quote. That is for him. But for me, when somebody comes and says, I've got admission, and somebody was speaking to me the other day. I don't know who mentioned it. He said, there's somebody in my family has got admission in all the IIMs in India. So much of, it's an accomplishment, it's a pride. What do I tell him? Bade badai nahi kare. What can we tell him? Aur unko sheetal kare. I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. Really amazing, wonderful. You don't lose anything at all. I'm so happy for you. Really, I'm sure you have worked for it. It happens. See, there are places, that there are places where we have to do certain things like skill in acting, skill in singing, so many things. Suppose I've not sung well. Say, no, I'm not sung well. I missed something and I come down from stage and I ask you, how did I sing? What will you take? Great. Then I know you're bluffing. Because I know I'm not sung. I know you're faking. What will you tell me? Horrible? You better not sing. Nice. Then. If you sing, it is good. If you don't sing, it is even better. Do I say this? Now, can I find something sincere to appreciate? Yeah, I like the way you approach the whole exercise. I like your sincerity. I like your sense of involvement. You're so into it. So what happens is, they say, you catch people doing the right thing. This is not the way to do. Why don't we say this is the way to do? Some people say positive motivation doesn't work anyway. I mean, positive motivation need not work all the way. So why not it work? We have to make it work. Why not we make it? Why not we make it? Why should there be negative motivation? Yeah, sometimes negative motivation. Any negative motivation, only one to one. Only one to one. Especially in some places, not in every place. Positive motivation can make a big difference. Can make really a big difference. ऐसी बाणी बोलिए, मन का आपा खोए, और उनको शीतल करे, आपहु शीतल होए. Really, absolutely. Okay, then. So appreciation is fine. Now comes Kabirdas with two more lovely dohas. So this, he says, this is about criticism. Criticism about very harsh criticism. Now, many of us are very harsh in our criticism. Tumse kuch hoga nahi. It's okay in a cinema dialogue. Nice to speak dialogues. But here's what he says. Tinka kabahu na nindiye, paun tale jo hoye. तिनका कबहु ना निंदिए, पांव तले जो होए. कबहु उड़ी आंख परे, पीर घनेरी होए. कबीरा पीर घनेरी होए. The speck of dust on the floor. People who have lived in Delhi, once in a while they have this Andhi coming. All that dust from Rajasthan will come and land in Delhi. And when that Andhi comes, try looking up what happens. That tinka on the floor can fly up, can hurt you. In fact, they say, it's a nice story. I don't know how real it is, but maybe you can just listen to the story. Chittor Rani Padmini, in those days, without all these social media and things like that, how did Alauddin Khilji get information about her? they said that kingdom, there was a fellow who used to do all these tantric things. Tantric thing, playing with, messing around with things. And he used to do all this, and the king found out. And they threw him out of the town. They not only threw him out of the town, but he was humiliated and thrown out. Like, Ada sar mudwa diya, Ada much mudwa diya. He was humiliated and thrown out of the town. That fellow swore revenge. He went all the way, found his way to Khilji's capital and fueled the fame. She's very beautiful, you should get. So ultimately, that's a story they say. Maybe he's a tinka, he couldn't hurt you, but maybe we don't. It is, I don't know what is. They say, be politically correct. That's what they say. Somebody does ninda to you. You don't have to do ninda in the same terms. There's a saying, dog bites a man, it does not make a news. Man bites dog, it becomes news. First page mein aa jayega. Imagine you in your colony, a dog bit you, no news. But you bite the dog. Tomorrow morning there'll be news. Why morning? Same evening. So when it comes to ninda, can be temper our language. That's what Kabirdas means here. But he also has one more line for it. He says, Nindak niyare rakhiye Angan kuti chhawai. Nindak niyare rakhiye Angan kuti chhawai. Bin pani saban bina Nirmal kare suhai Kabira. Nirmal kare suhai. So bina pani, bina saban, this nindak will correct you. Keep him close to you. Keep the critics close to you. But when they get critics, it's an art. We all I used to train. Now I train professionally. I do professional storytelling, and we ask for feedback. And it's a star, 5 stars. The easiest possible rating is put 5 and release that fellow. And I'm so thrilled. 100 participants attended, 99 have given 5 stars. I have learned nothing at all. I would like to look at that 1 star or somebody who has written, because they're very, very helpful. Very, very helpful. One fellow will say, after 1 hour, there was a program in which they did a great program. I think it was last year, last July or something. Last July or maybe just after that, we did a program in honor of Muhammad Rafi. We had about 3-4 singers were there, and we sang about 24 songs. And we asked for feedback. Everybody said, great. And there are some comments which we have to filter and keep it. One fellow said, you're singing better than Rafi. That comment has to be put aside. Only because he wants to escape quickly from that spot. So he has given some comment. One fellow said, the program could have been better. We really looked up that person, asked, what could have been better? He said, you have not really looked into the audience choice at all. It was a wonderful feedback. He said, from your entire play, you did 24 songs. 18 songs, you wanted to show how you are singing, how Rafi has sung this and how I have done this. You have never, none of these songs, out of these 24 songs, in your position, I would have made 20 songs popular choice. He said, where is A Gul Badan? Where is Badan Pe Sitar? Hey, where is where is that song? I said, we have sung. He said, who wants to listen to your Dile Betab se Sine ko lagana aata hai? I don't want to listen to this. I picked up a song from the movie Chote Nawab. He said, who wants to listen to? Even Kabir, even Ravi doesn't want to. It was a fantastic feedback. I realized that day that 70 people were in the hall and everybody said, wonderful, wonderful. One fellow said, where is Lokpriyata in your entire program? Is it not worth thinking? So that one nindak, let us not be scared of negative feedback. So somebody says, could have been better. I would definitely like to talk to him. I would definitely like to talk to him. Because personally, I'm only a very casual amateur singer, I'm an amateur speaker. There are a lot of people whose feedback has helped me become better in my area. There was a person who said, your English is excellent, but you're speaking too fast. We don't know whether you want to communicate or show off your English. Excellent feedback. You assume that out of 100, everybody knows English. 3 people know English, rest do not know English. In a Tamil audience, when I speak too much Hindi, they say, what do you want to prove? You want to prove that you are a South Indian who can speak good Hindi? Look at the feedback. So, if we can keep 2 ears open for feedback, objective feedback, candid feedback, could have been better. Please ask, thank you very much. Where do you think I could have improved? Can I meet you personally? Do you think you can help me? Can you send me tell me where is it? Where exactly did I make the mistake? Again, I'll tell you a personal, very, very touching personal story. I was working for the Reserve Bank of India and I'm an expert in foreign exchange. I was giving a talk in a place. Then, there was about 10 points which I mentioned with so much authority. One of the persons got up. He said, sir, are there 10 or 9? Is this country included? I said, yes, it's included. During lunch break, that fellow came back to me and he opened the book and said, sir, in this list, there are only 9. Is there any circular in which they have added the 10th? What a critic. And also with so much polish. I told him I have to do salam to you. He was a much junior person. He could have easily exposed that this person is speaking. It was so touching. So not only, for the nindak, use nice bani. For the person, let's keep our thing. Then humility is one. He says, Kabirdas says, and particularly in humility, there is there is a humility required, especially in spiritual and religious matters. Some people are very proud. I've done Kailash Yatra to Rameshwar. I've done all the Tirthasthal. I've gone. Now this story, I owe it to my good friend here. Raji Prakash Singh Ji is here. I owe this story to him. I want to share the story which Prakash Singh Ji has sent to me. There was a grandfather, his son, the story is the son, grandson have all gone abroad, settled down abroad. Finally, the grandson comes to India. The grandfather is about 90 years of age. He is going to come to India for just one day. And the grandfather is eagerly waiting for the grandson to come. And the grandson and the son have been brought up in America and have been told that we should stick to our basic Indian tradition. We should visit our Tirthasthal. We should do all these pujas and all. Because we are in America, we should not become westernized. So this person comes all the way to India. The grandson is waiting. The grandfather is waiting. The grandson straight away goes to a Tirthasthal and spends a lot of time in the Tirthasthal. And by the time he has finished his darshan and things like that, flight ka time ho gaya. So he put all those goodies which he brought for the grandfather, gave it to his friend and said, give it to my grandfather and with a note. He said, I'm so sorry, grandfather. I have to take the flight back. The flight to Singapore is the same evening. I have to go business and then go back to Los Angeles. But I've sent you all these goodies. Then the grandfather looked at the goodies. He said, goodies kichko chahiye yaar. I've never seen my grandson except in his birth. Now that person is about 28, 29. That I wanted to see that person. This is what Kabirdas talks about prem. About prem. He says, Pothi padh padh jagmoa Pandit bhayo na koi. Pothi padh padh
jagmoa Pandit bhayo na koi. Dhai akshar
प्रेम
का पढ़े जो पंडित हो कबीरा पढ़े जो पंडित हो.
ढाई अकरा फ उसमें र का मात्रा हफ रा का मात्रा ए का मात्रा प्रेम ढाई अकरा. If I learn to love the fellow human being like a fellow human, like a fellow human. You are human, I am human. What I want, you want. You want, I want appreciation. I give appreciation. I want people to be honest to me. You also want people to be honest. I want people to speak kindly to me, especially the older generation. The older generation. It's not a reflection on any of the youngsters. They're all doing well. It's just a thought. So, the younger generation now talks about, I'll give you all facilities you need. What do you want? I'll give you this. I'll give you this. I'll give you this. I'll give you. Two assistants to take care of you. I'll send you somebody who will take you for a morning walk, take you for a wheelchair ride in the evening. I don't want a morning walk. If possible, hold my hand, help me cross. I want attention. I want, just as a child, I remember, as a child, I must have asked my father, Papa, how does a tiger roar? And father must have roared how many times? Papa, how does a monkey jump? The father must have jumped how many times? As a child, did I not ask the father so many times? So when the father is old and asks me the same question again and again, why should I say, Papa, what is this, Papa? We are all technologically a little weak. हमको नहीं आता. You asked me to make a remittance. I said, yaar, kya aap pareshani karte? I press, I want to make remittance to somebody, it goes to somebody else. Button nahi dabta. It says, server down. Second time press karta to dusra remittance ho jata hai. I don't know whether the first remittance will come back. We are all well. So agar prem ho, tirth vekt chodo yaar. There's a beautiful story from Maharashtra. They say, there was this person who was a bhakta of Vithala. And Vithala came looking for him. And this person was attending to his parents. So the fellow sent his servant inside and said, please say so and so has come. So he said, Kona hai? I don't know, he's not telling me his name. Pandurangai or something, he's saying his name. How is he dressed? He's wearing yellow vastra, he's having a krita. इधर उसको वहीं दे रहने बोलो, मैं अपने पेरेंट्स को अटेंड करके मैं आता हूँ. So this fellow attended to his parents and went to see. And Vithala stood there. That's why he's called Vithoba. He stood on the brick for this parent bhakta to come and look at him. So Dhai Akhara Prem Ka Pade So Pandit Hoy. He is a true bhakta. So love is Kabirdas jewel. That's what he talked about. Managing from man, managing pasts, managing anxieties, learning to face criticism, speaking softly, and a loving heart and humility. This is common sense Kabirdas values for a better life. So I share this with you today. Anybody would like to add something? Welcome. So next week, I'll take you through Kabirdas ke Dohe, particularly for the corporate world. Anybody can attend, but I'll pick up some. Kabirdas is not spoken for corporate world. Okay, but I have picked up from Doha. I'm trying to make it apply to how we should do our professional, how we should do our business and things like that. So that will be our next week's subject. Thank you very much for being here in such large numbers and blessing me. I'm happy to see you all here. And if anybody wants to share anything, thank you, Raji, for your lovely story.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
That is the feeling that comes in an elderly person's heart. Anybody would like to share? You're welcome. Sita, you wanted to say something?
No, I just wanted to. As always, I enjoy your sessions.
Thank you.
And then when I think of Kabir Dohe, what I learned in high school still stays in my mind.
Okay.
And then I feel what was said then is valid more for today than it was. I don't know how valid it was centuries ago, but today it's more valid. That's what I feel.
They have this value forever. Yes, they seem to be valuable forever.
Thank you very much for bringing this back to our memories, sir.
Thank you. Really appreciate it. Anybody? There are a lot of people who have come here for the first time today. Jai Krishna, Sailesh. So many people have come. I welcome you. I also want to announce that from the 17th of August, Seniors Today, I think it's a Sunday, we are starting the season for Seniors for Talent. It's available on our Seniors Talent Seniors, a program of competition music. It is not a competition. It's come together and sing for fun. Yes, Sudhaji, you want to say something? Welcome. Yes, Sudhaji.
You are multi-talented, Mohanji. We have hardly to say anything. You are extraordinarily talented.
Oh, well. Extraordinary, वगैरह कुछ नहीं. I prepare that. So. Yeah. So after 7 successful seasons, Seniors Today is back with the 8th season. Seniors have talent. So we'll have singers participating, and some of us here are winners of that. Sudhaji is one winner. So we are all winners of that show. I would welcome you all to participate and also listen to people sing. Most importantly, in the chat box, tell us how we perform. Okay. Tell us nicely where we can improve. Please join the Seniors Today forum. There's so much going on. Tomorrow evening, again, I'm there with you all on a session on open house. We'll be sharing thoughts on unforgettable moments in our life.
Waiting for the English songs competition.
Oh, yeah. I even practiced one song, Summer Wine, but never got to sing it.
When is this scheduled for?
From the 17th of August, the music competition is starting.
Oh, that's the regular one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, regular music competition.
No, what Sudhaji was talking about.
Oh, yeah. In that season, last year, we had planned that we'll also have an English song session.
Right.
But the number of participants were few, and there were some technical difficulties. We couldn't carry through that.
Okay.
So perhaps the 2022 we'll be able to do. That's what we are hoping to do.
Okay.
So tomorrow we are having an open house session in which we welcome people to join us and share with us unforgettable moments from your life.
Thank you very much.
From your life. Okay. It's been a wonderful evening.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Seniors Group G, Mr. Mahesh Sunavane, please come. Seniors Group, participate in our talks. We have yoga talks here. We have these kind of talks. And now I'm filling in for Umesh Kabir Ji. Once he comes back, I will go back to my other subjects. I'm having different subjects in mind. One program will be one song wonders. There are some people who sang one song and disappeared. So one song wonders, something like that. We'll have something interesting. So please keep joining and tell your friends about us. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. May Ishwar be with you. Oh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much.